This past weekend, I was looking for inspiration for my historically based social media content, and so I decided to pay a visit to the St. Thomas Historical Trust, where I stumbled across these bracelet like items. And I was immediately intrigued because here in the Virgin Islands, we have such a strong bracelet culture. On all three Virgin Islands, there are businesses that create their own bracelets, and there are specific icons that are very specific to each island. And so you'll notice that a lot of us to be wearing these stacks of bracelets that have all of this like meaning and significance. And so I really wanted to do research on what these are and how they may have informed the current bracelet culture that we have here in the Virgin Islands. What I found is that these are called manillas, and you could trace them back to ancient African kingdoms. And they were used as a status of wealth, but also as a form of currency. Manillas were traditionally made from copper, brass, and other metals, and they were used by various African kingdoms for both the exchange of goods and bartering, but also as a means of ritual, ceremony, and offering to the ancestors. Additionally, they could be used as an exchange for a dowry. Now, during the time of the Atlantic slave trade, European powers began using manillas to trade in exchange for enslaved people. And so while at one point the manila was seen as a form of prosperity, wealth, and status, it quickly became a symbol for the brutality that would come from the slave trade. Now, taking a look at the Caribbean region, manillas weren't really used as a form of exchange, as within this region, because there was the growth of sugarcane and indigo and crops, that was usually the mechanism that trade would happen by. However, people started to wear them as jewelry. Some people could wear them as bracelets, and then some people could wear them as arm cuffs. Now, if you look at the design of the manillas, each of them have this horseshoe shape, but you'll notice that there are some that are a lot more ornate than others, underscoring the notion that at one point these became a fashion statement here in the Caribbean region. Unsurprising, because jewelry culture in Africa is also incredibly strong. Now, if you have a little time after this video, I highly suggest looking up different types of manillas, because you may start to notice that there are striking similarities between some of our bracelets that we traditionally wear in the Caribbean region and the design of the manillas. And it also wouldn't be the first time that Caribbean people took an icon that was traditionally synonymous with slavery and turned it into an empowerment, a symbol of resistance, and an honoring of the deep connections of African culture we still have today. My name is Gabrielle Querrard, and you're watching Yellow Cedar.